Okay, welcome back to Puerto Rico Life. My name is Jeff, and I'm super excited to have you here as I talk about three things that keep me up at night when it comes to moving to Puerto Rico. So, without much further ado, here are the three things that I worry about. 1, timing. Is this the right time for me to move to Puerto Rico? Have I waited too long? Am I too old? Am I too young? Do I have enough money? Am I going to run out of money? Unemployment's really high in Puerto Rico. What if I need a job? I won't be able to get it. I don't speak Spanish. Maybe I should wait until I speak Spanish. Maybe I should wait until the real estate market gets better or worse. Or maybe I should sell some stuff first or have more cash or all sorts of things. So I worry about the timing. What if I wait too long to move? What if I miss the opportunity? What if they change the tax rules? What if Puerto Rico becomes a state? All of these things they're running around in my head. And like literally last night, the reason I titled this video, 3 things that keep me up at night about moving to Puerto Rico, is last night I couldn't sleep because I was thinking about this. I was like, what if this isn't the right time? What if I waited too long? What if I should go sooner? What if I should go to a different island? I guess it's not really a timing thing, but the point is like the what ifs, right? That's a big thing. Okay, so that's the first thing that keep me up at night. The second thing is the unknown, the fear of the unknown, right? So like, what if I don't like it in Puerto Rico? What if I don't like learning Spanish? What if, again, a bunch of what ifs, right? But what if I get bored? What am I going to do with my time? How am I going to make money, right? This is obviously very related. What about crime? Oh no. What about the poverty? What about the bankruptcy of the nation? All of this stuff, right? And there's really no easy answer to it. So, there's no easy answer to the timing thing. It's like anything in life. You just have to decide what you want to do, and you have to trust your gut a little bit and just know it's the right time and just go. And at some level, it's just about making a decision, right? The second thing being the unknowns, the stuff I don't know. Will I like it? Will it be dangerous? All that kind of stuff. Really, even the third thing is kind of an unknown. And the third thing is like natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes. You hear about this stuff. I've never been in an earthquake. I've never been in a hurricane. I don't know what that's going to be like. And also personal disasters, right? Like what happens if I get sick when I'm in Puerto Rico? How's the healthcare system, right? What are the things that I don't know? So those are the 3 categories generally, the 3 things that keep me up at night. I'm going to make this a super short video. I'm going to close with some thoughts about how I think that you can resolve those things for yourself. Because if I'm feeling these things and you're out there thinking, hey, maybe I want to move to Puerto Rico, or maybe I want to move to Virginia, it doesn't really matter, or you want to move to Cairo, Egypt, the same kind of thought process is going through your head. So you're going to be worried about, again, first one, what if I don't like it? What if it's the wrong time? What if I run out of money? What if I can't afford it? What if I need a job? All that kind of stuff. You resolve that by getting really clear on your finances and getting really clear on how you're going to make money once you're there. So that's what I would say. Start with that. Like the first thing is do a budget, figure it out, write it down on paper. Where do you get your money from? If you run a business, are you going to be able to run the business from Puerto Rico? One thing we learned with COVID, most businesses can be run from your house. If they can be run from your house here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, why can't I run my business from Puerto Rico? And the answer is I think I can, but that doesn't mean I don't worry about it, right? It doesn't mean I don't think maybe I ought to stick around here a little bit longer or whatever. So that's the first one. Now, how do you resolve the second one? The second one is the unknowns. This one's a little bit trickier, right? Because you don't know what you don't know. But what I'm thinking about is like, I'm going to Puerto Rico for a month. I'm going to explore the island. I'm going to try to meet some people. I'm going to hang out with locals. I'm going to keep working on my Spanish, my Espanol, right? I'm really bad at it now. But how am I going to know I don't like it if I don't try? How am I going to know if I love the lifestyle of being in Puerto Rico if I don't stay in Puerto Rico for a while? I mean, I know I love going to Puerto Rico for a long weekend and getting really drunk at the Caribe Hilton. That's a lot of fun. But the truth is, I like long weekends just about everywhere. I was in Gatlinburg last weekend. It was a lot of fun. But I will tell you this. there's something different about staying put for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. So one thing I'm thinking about with this is, what's the consequence of going? Like if I move and I don't like it there, I can move back, right? I mean, that's the nice part about Puerto Rico relative to, say, something like, moving to Tanzania, is that I don't have to go through immigration. I mean, I can just move there. It's no different than when I moved to Tennessee from Michigan. I mean, if I didn't like it here in Tennessee, I could just move back to Michigan. I do like it here in Tennessee. I just think I'm going to like it better in Puerto Rico, and that's why I'm going to go. Like, I want to be by the ocean. I want to go scuba diving more and more often. So, I don't know about the cost of living. I don't know about how easy it's going to be to run my business from Puerto Rico, but I do know this. If I spend a month in Puerto Rico, I'm going to have to run my business from Puerto Rico for a month. I'm going to find out what it costs to buy milk, eggs, cheese, butter, whatever. I'm going to figure out if I like walking on the beach. Maybe I'm one of those guys that doesn't like walking on the beach. I mean, I think I do, but like maybe after 3 days in a row walking on the beach, I'll be like, this sucks. I hate the ocean. I should live in the mountains. I doubt it, but you just never know, right? Like, so I'm going to have to look into that stuff. And the only way I can find out is to try it. So I'm doing a month, but I mean, you could do 2 months, you could do 6 months, you could do 6 days, you could do 1 day, or you could just try it. I mean, I had a friend when I was younger, he moved to Florida for 6 months. He hated it. So he moved home, Michigan, no problem. Didn't like Florida. Took a job down there, didn't like it, quit, moved home, got another job. Solved the problem. Same thing in Puerto Rico. Frankly, the same thing if you decide to move to Indonesia or Japan. I mean, you can come back. I mean, unless you revoke your U.S. citizenship or something like that. Or if you're not a U.S. citizen and you move to different place, the same logic applies. So that's how I look at the second thing. Now, the third thing is really interesting. So, and it's related to the second, the fear of the unknown, right? But the natural disasters, what happens to the personal disasters, the disaster scenario, like if there's an earthquake, what happens? There's an earthquake. That's what happens, right? I mean, like people live through earthquakes. People live through hurricanes. Some people die. Sucks. But you know what? We have tornadoes in Chattanooga. Can't predict those either. I mean, earthquakes, hard to predict. Tornadoes, hard to predict. They're very random. They just hit you. And if you get hit by a tornado, I mean, you might know that there's a possibility of a tornado and you might be hiding out in your basement, but there's fear of unknown like that kind of fear, the natural disaster fears. I mean, shoot, right now while I'm making this video, I could get hit by a meteor. It's unlikely, but if it happens, I can't stop it. So you can't live your life in fear of things like that. Now, that isn't to say you should when a volcano's erupting, decide to build a house on the side of the mountain, right? That doesn't make any sense. But if I never went anywhere where hurricanes might hit sometime or earthquakes might hit sometime, I can't do anything about it. So, Hurricane Maria was terrible. The island's still recovering. Populations declined dramatically since Maria. But I talked to people that were there during Maria. People, the common thing that, people moving to the islands say is, well, I'll just, if there's a hurricane coming that way, I'll just hop on a plane and go home. Well, maybe, but maybe not. So like my friend Harry, he tried to go home, not home. He lives in Puerto Rico. He's been there 7 years now. But during Maria, he thought, I'll go to visit my in-laws in Florida. But he couldn't get a flight because everyone thought the same thing. Everyone wanted to leave and there was no way to leave. So you got to be prepared for that. But the flip side is, him being there, it allowed him to protect his property. It allowed him to survive the weather of this storm, if you will. And, that kind of stuff. It's just the way it is. You can mitigate the risk of this stuff, have, a higher ground, good construction quality. Don't live in, shoddy construction. And you can choose those things. That way, if there is an earthquake, it's not going to collapse on you, most likely. A lot of the stuff is earthquake rated. I mean, people in California live with earthquakes all the time. They make it. So if they can do it, I can do it. I mean, I'm at least as hardy as those Californians. I'm saying that to you, my Californian friend. You know who you are. If you watch this video, this guy right here. It's got it going on. All right. So that's it. 3 things, quick review, that keep me up at night. And probably they won't now that I made this video. And hopefully it helps for you as well. But the 3 things are, what if I have the timing wrong? Run out of money, have too much money, the market's wrong. I don't know, whatever, right? Timing wrong, real estate market. I buy a house in Puerto Rico and it crashes, all that kind of stuff, right? Like, what do I do? The timing's wrong. 2, what about this stuff I don't understand? What if I don't like it? What if I can't afford it? Whatever, right? So that's number 2. And then number 3, natural disasters and personal disasters. And like, oh, I didn't cover the healthcare thing, but like, I'm just going to figure it out. Like, one of the things I'm going to do when I spend 30 days in Puerto Rico is I'm going to research medical. I'm going to see what it's going to take for me to get insurance. Because it turns out people in Puerto Rico get sick and they have hospitals and doctors and surgeries and all the same kind of stuff that everyone else has everywhere else in the world. So figure that out. So anyway, if this video helped you in any way, I'm so happy. And, if you're liking my content, please like, subscribe, ring the little notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you get it right away. And I'm going to continue to provide as much content as I can as I prepare for my trip coming up in 2 weeks to Puerto Rico. And when I'm in Puerto Rico, I'm going to try to interview some people. I'm definitely going to share my experiences, things that I'm seeing, what the Airbnb is like, all that kind of stuff, the things that I'm experiencing. And then when I get back from Puerto Rico, we're going to reevaluate and decide if this guy actually wants to move to Puerto Rico. And then also where in Puerto Rico. Like, do I want to move to San Juan? I don't know. Maybe I want to live in Palmas. We'll find out. So if anyone has an opinion about where I should live in Puerto Rico, please feel free to put that in the comments. I'll definitely check out all the comments. And some people have been so helpful. People emailing me tips and giving me ideas of how to save money on things and all that kind of stuff. And I love it. But also, if you have any topics that you would like me to consider making a video about, please feel free to email me or put them in the comments to any of my videos, and I will do my best to accommodate. So have a great day, and can't wait to see you in San Juan, Puerto Rico.